at 10, a winter weather advisory for the Twin Cities.
For the first time in a long time, we're going to need to use one of these. We'll talk about how much snow, where, and when coming up.
Plus, a Christmas Grinch caught on camera stealing packages from a Bloomington home.
With the good quality picture that I do have, I'm really hopeful that we do find him.
And a medical miracle for a Minnesota family.
We were able to devise an operation using new technology, essentially a cardboard box and a cell phone.
See how surgeons gave this baby a second chance at life this holiday season. Those stories in a minute, but we start tonight with developing news out of Dakota County. Police are investigating a collision in Invergrove Heights. Officials tell us it happened at 75th Street East and Concord Avenue just before 8:30 tonight. Witnesses tell us two brothers were crossing the road to go home from the gas station when the younger boy was hit. They say he was taken away in an ambulance. Our photographer says a damaged car is still on the scene as officers investigate. Our other top story, the snowstorm everyone is talking about. You can see it moving into southern Minnesota right now. It's a little late for Christmas, but we could see up to 4 inches fall overnight. Meteorologist Jeff Edmondson joins us in the backyard to time things out for us. And Jeff, it's looking like we should break out our shovels and snow blowers.
Yeah, I think it's about time. Some of you will need the snow blowers. I don't think we'll really need to turn on those snow throwers here in the Twin Cities, though. We probably won't get that much. But hey, if you wanted to test it out to make sure it works this season, you might want to go for it. Here's the snow right here. All of the heavy snow still mostly down into Iowa, but it is starting to inch its way into southern Minnesota. We're all in this winter weather advisory, or portions of the state are also in the winter storm warning. We're basically going to see a good amount of snow tonight and tomorrow, meaning difficult travel for our Saturday. So plan on difficult travel tomorrow if you are planning on traveling, because here is the first line of snow just starting to move into Mankato right now. We've already seen the snow starting to fall in Albert Lea. Not in the Twin Cities yet, but if we look at the time to arrival, if we estimate the speed, I'm estimating it's moving about 15 miles an hour. That brings it in at 4 hours from now in the Twin Cities. That would be at 2 a.m. it begins. For Glencoe, about 2 hours from now. Litchfield, 3 hours from now. St. Cloud, a little over 5 hours from now. And then areas into Wisconsin, about 4 hours too. So same for the Twin Cities, essentially, along 94. So that's what we're looking at for the time of arrival, around 2. But we also have a lot of snow to talk about. We'll talk about how much we'll get and when it'll end in just a little bit. Alicia?
All right, Jeff, we're all looking forward to that. Thank you so much. Well, another round of severe weather had people taking shelter near Birmingham, Alabama tonight. The National Weather Service confirms a tornado touched down in midfield as families got together for Christmas. A police spokesman says downed trees trapped people inside of their homes. Search and rescue operations are underway as rain continues to fall there. Authorities say it's still too early to tell if there are any deaths or injuries.
The damage seems to be limited to a small area, but as you see, it's continued to rain, and there may be some other areas affected before the night is over.
A church building has also collapsed. The mayor of Midfield has declared a state of emergency tonight as that area also prepared for possible flash flooding. We'll have updates on this story tomorrow on KARE 11 starting at 8 a.m. 3 people are dead in what police are calling a Christmas Eve murder-suicide in a small town along the shores of Lake Superior. Authorities say a family member visiting an Ashland, Wisconsin home discovered the bodies. Responding officers found a man with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound and 2 women who died from gunshot wounds as well. At this point, investigators say the motive for the crime is still a mystery, and they admit they may never know what happened. A fire is to blame for killing 1 person in Austin, Minnesota. The Mower County Sheriff's Office says the flames sparked in the 16th Street house around 3 o'clock today. The 1 person who was home at the time did not get out in time. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Package thefts around this time of year are quite common. With today's technology, though, homeowners are finding new ways to catch the Grinches brave enough to spoil their holiday spirit. New tonight, Heidi Wigdahl introduces us to a Bloomington woman who needs your help to solve a crime that happened while she was away.
A recent mail theft near the intersection of 18th Avenue South and East 84th Street has neighbors wondering who's behind it.
You know, it's just disheartening that somebody, has the guts to come up and steal from you, especially around Christmas.
Rachel Bray placed 4 packages inside her mailbox to be sent out. She had sold some clothes online. Around 12:35 a.m. Tuesday, Her security camera shows a man walk up to her home. KARE 11 has blurred the man's face because it's our policy not to show an identity unless the person is a threat to public safety or has been charged with the crime.
The packages were sticking out of the mailbox, so they were visible. But again, they were in the mailbox on my house.
The surveillance video shows him walk up and take one of the packages. Minutes later, he then comes back and takes the other 3.
Do you think this guy possibly, has done this to other homes as well?
He was carrying a very large bag, and the video shows him as he was just walking through our yard, and it looked like he was, just looking to see what he could find and what he could take. So it wouldn't surprise me if once they do find him, if they link him to other cases of mail theft.
KARE 11 spoke with other neighbors who said they have not noticed any stolen mail. Bloomington police are investigating the theft.
It was a very uneasy feeling. You feel kind of violated.
Rachel's Facebook post on the theft has already been shared more than 1,600 times.
I am just going to remain hopeful that we do find this person.
A person convicted of mail theft could face up to 3 years in prison and/or fines up to $5,000. If you have any information, you should contact Bloomington Police. Alicia.
All right, Heidi, thank you. A Minneapolis grandmother is praising the kindness of strangers for reuniting her with her lost purse. It went missing 2 days ago when Dottie Schultz was at a crowded Trader Joe's picking up some last-minute items. She waited there for several hours as employees and officers looked for it with no luck. Several hours later at home, a police officer came knocking.
I said, I can't believe you drove all the way over here from St. Paul at this hour to deliver my purse. He smiled and said, ma'am, your taxes already pay for my salary. Have a Merry Christmas.
Turns out someone found the purse and called Trader Joe's to turn it in. And as for her groceries, Dottie says employees gave them to her for free and complete with a Christmas bouquet. Great story there. Well, the Minneapolis City Council plans to ask state lawmakers for money to fix an 86-year-old bridge that links the University of Minnesota's east and west banks. Repairs to the 10th Avenue southeast span would cost $42.5 million. City Council members want the state to foot almost $32 million of that bill. The project originally was scheduled for 2014 and was supposed to be done this year, but remains were delayed due to the lack of city money. If funds, though, are approved this time, the fix could be done by 2018. Opposition is growing for a high-speed rail line plan that would connect Minneapolis and Rochester. Some see high-speed rail as a way to draw thousands of new workers to the Mayo Clinic and other businesses. But people along the Highway 52 corridor are worried about loss of land and high costs associated with the Zip Rail project. Trains would speed along at more than 150 miles per hour, cutting the 90-minute ride in half. If you hit the road for your holiday weekend, you're likely enjoying the prices at the pump this year. Americans will save $1.6 billion this year compared to 2014. Prices during the holidays haven't been this cheap since the recession back in 2008. Gas Buddy says prices under $2 can be found at almost 70% of gas stations in the country. We found a gallon of regular unleaded for as cheap as $1.79 in the suburbs. It's hovering, though, around $1.84 near the city, which is the average here in Minnesota. That's less than the national average of $2.02 a gallon. Well, if your Christmas package wasn't delivered on time, you're not alone. FedEx opened its express offices across the country so customers could pick up delayed deliveries. The carrier blamed the shipping problems on the weather and a last-minute surge of holiday shopping. Some packages will be top priority delivery tomorrow. Many businesses are closed today, but one Minneapolis eatery opened their doors and hearts this Christmas. Glam Doll Donuts on Nicollet Avenue provided a hot meal and a place to go for those in need. Owner Teresa Fox says it's all about giving back to the community and making sure the holidays for some are a bit more special.
Just want to be able to have other people have that moment in their day where they're just, come in here, see a pink tree, see pink plates, have really delicious food, and people that cared making it, and just want to create that special moment.
Glam Doll went by local shelters to spread the word about tonight's dinner. Much of the food provided by the shop was donated by local companies. Flu season hasn't really gotten underway yet here in Minnesota or around the nation, but that could change after we're done spending time and spreading germs with loved ones. Last year, the peak of flu season was in December, but that was an early year. A typical peak isn't until February into March. Health experts say it's still too early to tell if it's going to be a mild flu season.
The fact that we haven't seen, widespread activity and we're in the middle of December, that doesn't mean that we won't see flu this year. It just means that we're probably back to a more normal schedule for flu.
The health department also reminds us to practice good hygiene by washing our hands, covering our coughs and sneezes, and staying home if sick. Well, still ahead here at 10, born with half a heart and one lung, a Minnesota mother and father take a big risk.
We didn't know if we would be able to save our daughter.
Tonight, how new technology, a cardboard box, and an iPhone help surgeons save this baby's life. Plus, a strange sight for December, wakeboarders hit the surf on Christmas Day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Christmas means so much more this year for a Chaska family celebrating thousands of miles away from home. They are in Miami, where doctors use virtual reality technology to save 4-month-old Tegan Lexon's life. Dylan Wollenhouse explains how the successful surgery works and what's next for this grateful family.
Well, it has been 4 months since doctors told Chad and Cassidy Lexon their daughter Tegan wouldn't survive much longer after birth. The couple from Chaska traveled to Miami, Florida for the life-saving surgery that would change a grim diagnosis into a first Christmas this year with their daughter.
We didn't know if we would be able to save our daughter. From where we started, it was another risk, and coming here, it was scary knowing that we were going to have to hand our daughter over and not know if we were really going to get her back.
In August, Cassidy Lexon gave birth to twin girls, Tegan and Riley. Tegan was born with only one lung and multiple heart defects, and doctors told them she was improbable. The operation was improbable and would likely not survive long after coming home. But surgery did come back on December 10th. When doctors in Miami decided they could use virtual reality technology by way of a smartphone and a cardboard box. Google Cardboard gave doctors a detailed view of Tegan's small heart in ways they couldn't see before. The operation lasted 7 hours. She pulled through and is still recovering. Doctors say it was an unlikely surgery, but one they knew they could pull off once they found the solution.
So the old VR images that we used to get were just too grainy, not specific enough for the fine detail you need to do a delicate open heart repair on a baby. Now we're getting close to the resolution that we need so that we can really make critical decisions with this kind of data.
Well, Tegan still has 2 more surgeries in the months and years ahead. She and her parents spent Christmas in Miami, where her parents say she seems comfortable after all she's been through. They plan on coming home to Chaska in a few weeks.
Pretty remarkable there. Cardboard box, an iPhone, and like you said, pretty good hands.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, it is amazing as those doctors were explaining how they did it and trying to find a solution. Very high risk surgery because she is only 4 months.
All right, Dylan. Thank you very much. Well, today's mild temperatures had plenty of people heading outside to celebrate Christmas. We found families taking a spin around the new Maple Grove Ice Loop in Central Park. The loop is open from 10 to 9:30 this weekend as well. Well, here's some video that you'll have to do a double take. Kent Milan sent us this Snapchat footage of him and his friends riding the waves on Green Lake near Spicer around noon today. Can you believe it? Wakeboarding on open water on Christmas Day. I don't think I can believe it, Jeff.
Oh, that looks fun.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No.
Wow.
Oh, that wipeout. You know how cold that water is? That looks really fun, though. I would do it. Throw in a wetsuit, I would do it.
I'd like to see that.
That'd be fun. Well, we're looking at colder temperatures here coming up soon, Alicia, and that will probably freeze up a lot of those lakes. I know Green Lake is a little bit of a larger lake compared to the other ones kind of around that region, but with the colder temperatures in the forecast, it should start to ice up here soon. We also have snow on the way, too. Temperatures are in the 20s right now, around 29 degrees. We're just below freezing, cloudy skies. There's that snow that's moving in from the south. Even though the pressure says it's rising right now, it's actually going to continue to fall because there's an area of low pressure moving in from the south. So here's our view right now on radar, and you can see where that snow is just starting to move into Mankato and also near Owatonna. It's just starting to move into your areas too. It's probably coming down pretty hard right now, and this is going to be the first wave of snow that we'll see move across areas in Minnesota. So this will be the first wave that's going to move into the Twin Cities here in the next 4 hours, and this will be our first batch of accumulation. I don't see this first wave being the biggest part of the storm system, but it's going to be a quick 1 to 1.5 inches likely across areas from St. Cloud and all the way south where we have it right now. So this is the first wave moving to the north. Here's our view at 2 a.m. The snow's right over the Twin Cities metro. So there's that first 1.5 inches. Probably a break then after that moves through. We'll just have light snow, so not seeing much for accumulations really from that first wave until about 7 a.m. So we'll have a little window that'll be a break, but that's not going to be the case though towards Wilmer and Marshall and Alexandria. You're going to see continuous snow once it starts to move in, and then we'll have that snow likely continue as we go into tomorrow morning as well. So we'll likely see the snowfall continue as we work our way into the next several hours, into the morning hours then for our Saturday morning at 11 a.m., going all the way as we go on into the afternoon as well. So likely seeing heavy snowfall during the daytime for tomorrow, but then it starts to ease back a little bit more as we work our way into the evening. So this is when it'll start to take a break a little bit, and we won't see as much snow likely across our area. Snow moves out as we work our way into Sunday morning, and then after that things will be looking quieter but colder. So snow totals 2 to 4 inches for the Twin Cities metro, 4 to 5 for St. Cloud. Brainerd, same thing, 4 to 5, 6+ inches likely as you head further west into southwestern Minnesota, and then 1 to 2 inches for southeastern Minnesota. So once again, the Twin Cities going with 2 to 4 likely. We could be a little bit on that higher amount. It kind of depends on what happens overnight tonight to see how much snow we get across our area. So takeaways, about 1 inch of snow likely tonight. Travel is going to be difficult with the snow tomorrow. You want to dial 511 on your phone or go to MnDOT's website, 511MN, and you can see what the road conditions are, because tomorrow we have that snow peaking from 9 to 2, 2 to 4 inches for the metro, higher amounts west, and difficult travel likely for our Saturday. Here's your long-range forecast. A little bit colder for Sunday, and then Monday we'll see that high temperature of 28 degrees, 10 degrees for that morning low. So getting cold then. Tuesday, more snow possible. Models are still a little bit iffy on what's going to happen then, so we'll continue to watch that as we look ahead to that longer range forecast. With snow possible, could be heavy, may not be, but I'll let you know what happens there once we get through the storm system now, then we can keep an eye on that. Wednesday, 22 degrees. A little bit chilly, but a few flurries. Not bad overall, Alicia, but I'm excited for the snow. The backyard's going to be totally different tomorrow morning with that snow.
And I know you're excited to break out your skis finally.
Yep, that too.
All right, Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, visitors to Duluth Lake Superior Zoo will be welcomed by some newcomers this weekend. 7 bright-eyed burrowing owlets were born Thanksgiving week. 2 of the 7 chicks were smaller in size, so zoo officials decided to hand rear them to keep them alive. Zookeepers say the chicks are very animated and curious. The 2 chicks that were hand-raised will likely be used for educational purposes. The other 5 will be housed for about a year, according to a breeding agreement. Well, there's a monster lurking in the waters off Lake Wazee, just east of Black River Falls, Wisconsin. DNR staffers netted this massive walleye while conducting a sampling survey. The fish was 17.5 pounds and 32 inches long. This fish was returned to the lake, so if it grows and someone catches it next spring, it could beat the old record set back in 1933. Well, coming up in sports, the Gophers take the field for the first time in Detroit today. They're getting ready for Monday's Quick Lane Bowl. We'll have a closer look at their matchup with Central Michigan. Ryan Shaver has more right after the break.
KARE 11 Sports from the Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine Sports Desk.
Well, the playoff push is on for the Minnesota Vikings, and the good news is, after weeks of battling some key injuries, help is on the way. Today we find out all 10 Vikings listed on the injury report are probable for Sunday, including Adrian Peterson, who returned to practice today, as well as Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith, and Linval Joseph. Now, as big as being healthy is, and it's big, there is a chance the Vikes clinch a playoff spot before they even kick off Sunday. All it takes, a Seahawks win or a Falcons loss. Simple as that. Mike Zimmer, though, says regardless of what happens, his team is after a division title.
I'm too much of a competitor in each game that I wouldn't want to fight. I do want to be smart, and that would be more so with guys that are hurt or something like that. Our mindset is to go win both these two games and play our guys, game plan, prepare, do everything that we do. I think it's important that we continue to push to where we want to get to.
Monday's Quick Lane Bowl is fast approaching for the Gopher football team. First practice in Detroit today as they get ready for a Central Michigan team that's been outstanding through the air. In fact, the Chippewas come in with the 14th ranked passing attack in the nation behind quarterback Cooper Rush. 25 touchdowns, 3,703 yards, and plenty of bowl experience. Last year, Rush threw, forget this, 493 yards and 7 touchdowns in the Popeyes Bahamas Bowl, a stat line that definitely caught the eye of Coach Clays.
He's an accurate thrower. He throws a catchable ball. And but the thing is, the 5 receivers I think have over 500 yards receiving, and so they spread the ball around so much and they're balanced on both sides that it's hard to say you're going to take somebody away. Most teams you can get them down to a couple receivers and make them go to their third, fourth option. Well, their third and fourth option are pretty good guys, so that's why they've been successful this year.
Much anticipated rematch of last year's NBA Finals tonight. LeBron James, Steph Curry, two of the very best in the game, but a quiet night for Curry compared to what we're used to seeing. Only 19 points, but he still leads the Warriors to a W, 89-83, the final. Over in Houston, Rockets hosting the Spurs. San Antonio with the second best record in basketball, but tonight, no answer for this guy, James Harden. Fear the beard, 20 points, 9 dimes for Harden. Rockets win by 4. Did not see that one coming. Coming up after the break, though, we'll have much more. Stick with us.
Welcome back. If you're a cat owner, you know Christmas is a time of wonder for your feline. USA Today asked fans to share pictures of their curious cats checking out the lights, breaking ornaments, and climbing the Christmas tree, and they did not disappoint. These are just some of the amazing images that came in this year.
Oh, look
so
at that.
many
We need
cats.
some dog videos like that.
Yeah, we found out over the commercial break, Ryan's not a cat lover.
I'm not a cat person, but I do like dogs. You never see dog compilations like this.
That's
It's
because
always
dogs,
cats.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, I mean, you get the dog underneath the tree as the present, and then the dog, runs off, and you have fun with the dog, I guess. The cat, kind of keeps an eye on the tree.
Are we gonna have some fun with the snow, though? That's the question.
Yes, we are going to have some fun with the snow, looking at 2 to 4 for the Twin Cities.
Exciting stuff. Thanks for joining us, and Merry Christmas.